Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. And with that being said, let's go straight into the video. Hello everyone, Fresh Mickey here with a brand new video for you guys. So I decided to give you guys my honest opinion on what I think about the Rugrats episodes so far. Now let me just say, I came into this reboot expecting to have been more disappointed than what I was. The show is actually not that bad, and I actually did really like the episodes that I saw. It reminded me so much of my childhood, but in a more modern version. Now, I was a little bit worried and hesitant about how modern the show would actually get, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, especially since they pretty much took everyone and kind of changed the ages on them, so that the Rugrats were actually born in Gen Alpha and their parents are actually millennials. Now, let me just start off by saying I truly, really did enjoy seeing the original surviving cast members come back for their babies. In my honest opinion, I feel like the babies are what made this show for me. Seeing the original voice actresses playing the characters that I loved really brought back a sense of nostalgia for me. And their voices sound just as good as they did almost 30 years ago. And I'm really excited about what they've been able to accomplish. Now, the writing isn't completely bad either. There have been some hiccups that kind of made me side-eye a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. And I really did enjoy what I saw. Now, I liked a few of the episodes. I don't really have anyone in particular that's that standoutish to me. But the one I would say that I truly liked was the one about the robot doll. That is a common trope that has been done before, especially back in the 90s. But it was kind of fun and refreshing to see, and I really enjoyed that episode. And a lot of the episodes in general were just fun. There's something that I really would show to my nephew and my niece, and to my godsons and any of my other godkids, and I think they would really enjoy it. It's something we could all sit down and watch together. Outside of that, I really wasn't that taken aback. But there is something that kind of bothers me with this new show. And it's going to be a bit of a personal thing as far as I'm concerned. I have to try my hardest to get used to the changes to the adults. I find that to be probably the biggest issue for me, is the changes to the adult casting in the show. Now, changing Betty's situation with Howard, in which Howard isn't even on the show, I don't know whenever he's going to show up, kind of bothers me because the point of Betty and Howard's relationship was that their whole marriage was a gender norm flip, in which Betty was the more outspoken alpha in the relationship. She was more strong-willed, she was a little bit more abrasive, and she had no problem letting you know how she felt. While Howard was a little bit more of a meek, quiet person who didn't really make too much of a fuss. That was the fun part about their marriage. It was an opposites attract, kind of an opposite situation in their whole marriage. It was a gender norm flip. Betty was this strong-willed, second-wave feminist, and Howard was her supportive, quiet husband. Now they're like, well, people used to always crack jokes about Betty being in the LGBT, might as well fully make her that. And it's like, I get it, people did hint at it, but you still could have worked Betty and Howard's marriage and making it a little bit more for the modern generation. I actually didn't want them to turn her into a third wave feminist, but sadly that would have been the modern progression and make Howard, I guess, a women's rights activist alongside her. That's how you could have done it. Would I have wanted you to do it like that? Absolutely not. But it would have made at least a little bit more sense. And then all of the voices. I am having a huge problem getting used to the voices. I don't know why they didn't try to at least voice match the adults, because almost every adult voice stands out when comparing it to the original series. And I get it. Some of the original cast members that did some of the voices have passed on. That's understandable. But at least you could have tried to have voice matched some of them, at least. And then Grandpa Lou. They claim that Grandpa Lou was very conservative in the original series. I honestly don't see how. I think that if Grandpa was conservative, he was conservative light. He wasn't abrupt and in your face with his conservatism. But him being a liberal and being a hippie is very abrupt and in your face. By the fact that he wears tie-dye shirts. He has a long braid at the back of his head. He does yoga. I mean, what more can you say that, oh, grandpa was a hippie during the 60s and he's a hippie now. Look at him teaching the children yoga. And I'm just like, okay. And also Drew and Stu setting him up on an adult Tinder, I think is kind of creepy, even though I know that's how Lulu was going to come into the show. He's probably going to actually take it serious, swipe on her, and they're going to have a love connection, because that's how a lot of people in this generation finds love, according to dating sites and apps. So that's honestly how I see that coming. In fact, I'm already going to call that Chaz is going to meet his wife on a dating app or a dating site. But, outside of the changes to the adults, which, like I said, is going to be my biggest thing that I'm going to have to get used to, Rugrats is actually a good show, and I would recommend it to you guys. If you guys can get over the voices and a lot of the modern updates, it's not a bad show. And I would personally give the new Rugrats reboot an 8 out of 10. That's just me. Like I said, the changes to the adults is what keeps it from going any higher to me, because that's going to be my own personal issues that I'm going to have to get over. But with that being said, that is all for now. If you guys want to hear more, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave me a comment below. And with that being said, Fresh Mick is out.